Did you guys ever hear of when he promoted this crypto coin called OMI?
One of the biggest creators on YouTube, and actually the largest creator that covers fraud and different types of investigations, specifically regarding crypto and other scams, just covered OMI. We're going to take a look at what he had to say, not only on YouTube, but also on Twitter. We're going to look at Twitter first because I actually want to respond to some of the things he said about the token. Before diving in, I do want to let you know, ultimately, I am still on the side of OMI as a token and as a development. I never endorse people pumping and dumping tokens, and that's really the angle that Coffee is taking here. He's accusing Logan of pumping the OMI token on his podcast. If you remember back in, I think it was February of 2021 when the podcast dropped, March of 2021 when the OMI token went skyrocketed between him and Andre, and then completely plummeted when a lot of people dumped. So what I want to focus on, and I do not endorse, is everyone who was involved that had a lot of money that pumped this thing up, or that had a lot of influence that pumped this thing up just to dump it. The token in itself could potentially have a future. I'm still in the VV ecosystem. I still hold my OMI tokens. It looks like they're trying to incorporate it more, so I'm not necessarily against OMI. I'm against the people who did bad things around OMI. So with all that being said, let's take a look at the content that Coffeezilla put out. So here's what Coffee had to say on Twitter, including Logan Paul secretly trying to get OMI tokens behind the scenes. He said talking about on Impulsive would get some traction and wanted the in on the tokens early. OMI is now down 99%. Let's look at that claim, Coffee. So obviously the percent's a little off, but that's not really the point I'm trying to make here. So if you go to Ecomi, you go from the high to the low, it is 93%. Now I'm not trying to say, oh, he said 99, it's really 93. Here's what I want you to look at. Let's look at some other top 10 tokens. All right, so OMI is top, like not even one top 100. It's number 117. If you go to something like Solana, which is number 8, which is on a pump right now, it's up 20% in the last month. It's down 91%. That's a couple more percent below OMI. All right, well, let's take a look at another one that you've probably bought or are familiar with, Dogecoin. All right, Dogecoin since the all-time high is 92%. So to say that 99% or whatever, the actual number is 93% as we just looked at, it's pretty common, unfortunately, for anything that's not Bitcoin or Ethereum, and even Ethereum in itself is down quite substantially compared to the all-time high. So that's kind of weird to put that out there, and I did respond to that, and I'll explain that in a second. Next, we're going to look at this. This is a blatant pump and dump. Here's some of the insiders buying up $852,000 early before the podcast drops so they can dump it as they push hard on socials. He mentions, I don't want that to play and override the actual sound. Sorry about that. He mentions Chase Hero, which I guess has to do probably on OMI's team, and Ben. I know who this is. You probably know who this is. I don't want to get involved in anything that has to do with him. I'm just reading the information I have right here. And basically just them just talking back and forth about when the podcast is going to go live, how much OMI they can get beforehand. So let's see if Monday works. Roger that. We'll do this. All right, the podcast is that day. And basically he clips Logan not long after that saying that he had no idea that he was going to talk about the podcast beforehand. That's why down here, I did want to point out, this is my X profile, if you're not following me on there, that I've been involved for a long time. Well, okay, that's one of the comments I left, was I've been a long time, never saw this clip. The other thing that I said, I don't even know if it's going to show up right here, is basically in defense of the community, like everyone that was involved in pumping and dumping, and unfortunately, even some, I don't want to make accusations here, but even some potential insiders, yeah, I'm not going to endorse that. That's awful. They shouldn't have done that, and I hope it gets brought to light and by Coffee and by others. As a community and as a token, I'm still hoping for future. It looks like some of the recent updates that VV has done, they are trying to incorporate the program. They had the OMI Day 0 recently, where you actually get more points using your OMI tokens, and there's other ways they're going to integrate OMI into the ecosystem later down the road. So I think as a token, it can definitely like be a thing one day, and I don't think as a token we should punish it, but there's obviously, just like a lot of other projects, bad actors involved with that. So anyways, that being said, I'm not usually a reaction style video guy, but let's go ahead and take a look at Coffee's video, specifically the part that mentioned OMI and Ecomi that you saw at the beginning of this video, to kind of see what all they're saying about it. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, have you heard the token OMI? Let's take a look at everything else he has to say, and I'm going to kind of be quiet right now.
Promoted this crypto coin called OMI.
OMI, I think, is like another one.
Bro.
Am I good?
What are you saying? You have the same weird little coins that no one's ever heard of yet as me.
Let's go.
You have OMI?
Yeah, bro.
Shut the f up.
Shut up, dude. no way, this totally isn't planned at all to pump this coin so we can make money on our young audience. Now, I know you might want to give him the benefit of the doubt there, but that reaction was so fake that even their co-host, Mike, who's Logan's whipping boy, can't help but be skeptical that this was all a little too rehearsed.
But I bought a bunch of that because I like that one. Pokemon.
Y'all definitely talked about this.
No, on my
so
kids.
On my kids.
Bro, I hate that. I hate that so much.
What a charming guy. Well, what if I told you I had video evidence of them talking about buying OMI, colluding behind the scenes before their podcast went live to you guys?
All right, yeah. So you're probably mad at me for pausing this. You can go watch the whole video. I'm gonna play some more of it as well, though. But this clip he's about to show, I've been in the community since February of 2021. I've actually never seen before, so it kind of shocked me as well.
Yo, Ben, we need some more of these Akomis.
Please, bro, please. EOD, if possible.
Yep.
Because we have an episode going tomorrow where we talk very highly of OMI, and I wouldn't be surprised if that caused some traction.
Let's go.
OMI a wagon.
Let's go.
Logan Paul hanging out with the guy he's never talked about OMI with before. Remember, on my kid's life.
Wow.
And they say, hey, we need to buy more of these Akomi or OMI. You know, more, as in they've bought it before, meaning they've talked about it. You know, and the guy they're talking to, by the way, is Ben Gadenzi, who is selling these coins to influencers privately at a discount behind the scenes. And then those people, a lot of them would just dump it on the market and hurt retail. And worst of all, like, they mention the fact they know it's going on the podcast. And that's the reason they want to buy it early, because
All right, so real quick, and this, all right, so if you're still with me here, this is an important aspect that I really want to talk about, and this is why I cover this. You might be watching this thinking, Chris, if you've made VV and OMI content, like, why are you, like, fudding or whatever? It hurts retail. It hurts you watching this if you are a buyer of OMI tokens, when people intentionally inflate the price just to dump it on you watching this. So this isn't a matter of me trying to FUD the token. I already told you, like, as far as the token goes, I see its use case in an actual real ecosystem. But as far as people falsely inflating the price just so they can screw over new people that are buying the token, or screw over those watching my content, it hurts everybody. So you might think that this video hurts people. Sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I'd like to say by spreading this information, I'd be helping people, because you got to watch out for this, not just in OMI, but in everything. By the way, I didn't mention this, but this is a live reaction. I watched clips. I haven't watched this straight through because I wanted it to be a live reaction. So let's continue on and see what else he has to say about OMI.
they know, quote, I wouldn't be surprised if that caught some traction. It's just blatant market manipulation. But you know, some people might say, hey, don't be so critical. He did say not financial advice.
OMI, this is not financial advice. You know what OMI is at right now, right?
It's like fractions. It's hundreds of a penny.
It's 0.003. This they didn't pay me to do this. They should. I'll reach out to them, but
We'll take free coins.
See, he said not financial advice and that he wasn't paid for this. Although he said he was going to try to get paid for this. Does that make it a get out of jail free card? Well, let's look at the impact. Obviously, insiders like Logan and Chase got in early and bought it up, realizing that it probably was going to catch some traction when they came out on this coin totally normally and not in a planned way. In fact, one guy sent in $852,000.
Yeah, that's the message that we've already looked at. Here's more messages, it looks like.
Will be on YouTube, and I'll be pushing it hard on my socials
just kinda zooming
as
in.
well. Logan then posts the episode with a cash emoji saying, broke to millionaire in 14 days, watch or bankrupt.
With Chase.
You know, more not financial advice. And what happened next? I think anyone could have predicted. This is the price chart of OMI.
Yeah, I was actually going to show this separately, but he shows it in the video anyway. So this is March of 2021, the infamous from like triple O's to almost a cent.
The dot on the left is where they told you to buy. The miserable
they told you to
line
buy.
down
I think it was
is
actually
where we are now.
I think it was actually closer.
OMI is down 99%.
93.
Meaning if you put in $1, it would currently be worth less than a penny. So
now it'd be worth 3 cents.
I could go on all day with these pump and dumps, these scams, these promotions that were paid and not disclosed.
All right, cool. So the point of the video is, for his video, is to call out Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul right before the fight, because there's a lot of traction around that, for the scams that they've like participated in. But I mean, I do like Coffee. I think he's a really good content creator, and I think he does unveil a lot of real scams. But I wanted to cover this today because I think it's really important that you see the impact that some shady influencers had in 2021. I hope that in the future we can see a more healthy and steady growth of the token, or of other tokens. Let's even like step to the side on OMI, just these other ecosystems that are being built with real communities. At the end of the day, and what I said earlier, the reason I share this content is because I don't want to see people get hurt or wrecked. I want to see people just be able to enjoy community, enjoy the ecosystems, enjoy whatever, without having to worry about this. And I think that everyone kind of needs to know what's going on behind the scenes. So if you haven't seen this, I hope you got some good exposure to it through this video. If you're not subscribed, I'm sure you are if you made this far in the video, but if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like this video for the YouTube algorithms, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.